When spiritual people really want to develop their intuition and connection to their spirit guides, sometimes they focus a little bit too much on the third eye. Yes. And it's almost as if, hey, if I put my third eye really, really wide open, then I'll receive all of the information out there from spirit, which is really unhealthy because our chakras need to be in balance. That is why I have a different take on chakras when it comes to blocking your abundance and your intuition. Stay tuned. Welcome to Spiritual and Ambitious. I'm your host, Whitney McNeil. I'm a certified medium and spiritual teacher, and I help spiritual and ambitious souls just like you live your life purpose through your career and attract abundance by connecting into your intuition and spirit guides. Let's get spiritual and ambitious. So today I'm going to talk about chakras that limit your abundance. But first, I want to thank you for listening. And I definitely want to give a shout out over to Jen. It says Jen S0825. She says, Whitney made it so easy to apply this concept in my daily life. I love this so much. Ash Tree says, I love how Whitney provides actionable steps, mantras, and real life examples to help support you developing stronger intuition and spiritual tools. Her mantra for manifesting was a game changer in my life, and now my husband and I use it every day. I love the exercises she provides and how action-oriented her guidance is. Thank you so much for those reviews, and for you being a valued listener. I appreciate it. We're having a podcast review giveaway, so don't forget to go to messengerspirit.com/podcast review to check out all the details, and I can say thanks. All right, chakras. What in the heck are they? Maybe you already know and you're like, why am I even listening to this? Because I'm going to give you a different take on chakras. So chakras are, I'm going to say, energy centers, just to make it simple, short, and sweet. Energy centers that help us through our physical body, our mental, and our emotional body, as well as the spiritual. Chakras help us move energy through those places in our body and also release energy. What happens? We're human. We can just get stuck. If you've ever felt like that stuck and stagnant energy, that just happens everywhere, then you might have run into a blocked chakra. Now, I'm not talking about the energy that's in your house, but believe me, there can be a lot of stuck and stagnant energy there. I'm talking about the energy in your body, in your mindset, in your emotions, feeling in your spiritual direction, like, oh my gosh, I'm trying so hard and it's not working out. Or, I've got a physical ailment going on and I just can't seem to heal it. Or, you know what? I just have this limiting belief that I can't get rid of. Whatever it is, it may show up as a blocked chakra. And those can then block us from moving forward. What might happen is you continue to move forward, but you just don't feel that ease and grace and like things are not happening in the way of flow. So there are 7 main chakras that you hear people teach about all the time, and I definitely talk about the 7 main ones in Intuition Abundance Academy. I have a chakra bonus course in there. By the way, that's opening up in April. You want to join the wait list? I'll link to it in the show notes. And actually, I talk about 9 chakras, but there are 7 main ones a lot of people talk about. And they govern the different aspects of our lives. So for instance, the root chakra has to do with our legs and our feet and our sexual organ, and then also has to do with our safety and our survival instinct. It has to do with us feeling safe and also helping to be able to provide in this world. It also has to do with release and let go. And if you think about it, makes sense, right? The way we release physical waste in our body is in the root chakra. So why would it be any different with our energy? And what I have seen is that those who are interested in spiritual development, intuitive development, and all things connecting to their intuition usually have an issue with the root chakra. And there are a lot of reasons for it. But in the practice of intuition, I see that a lot of teachers and students focus heavily on the third eye. Now, there are a couple different intuitive centers, and the third eye is important. However, one of the main things I want to stress, we never just want to focus on one chakra opening and be out of balance with the rest. If we have one chakra that is so large, and let's just say it's our third eye, which is right there in the forehead, could you imagine? It would be like you're walking around top heavy all the time. Like, oh my gosh, I've got all this mental energy and I've got all this stuff going on. And so guess what that leads to? It leads to not being imbalanced. So it's really important that we really look at, hey, let's make sure that we address all chakras to open and balance. They all play a part. One of the things that I want to say is when we talk about opening and balancing chakras in intuition and abundance go hand in hand. That's why I have a program, Intuition Abundance Academy. When you open your intuition, you also open up a channel for abundance to flow through as well. But let's get into some of the chakras that keep you stuck and limit your abundance. Okay. So like I said, the intuitive centers are important, and I'm not going to focus a lot on them because I feel like they're focused on so much with intuitive development. It's our third eye and our solar plexus. So our solar plexus governs a lot of different things, but one of the things is the clairsentience. So if you are an empath, you'll be feeling. If you are a channeler, you're going to be knowing things, and intuition happens in your body. The way that the information comes through will be in your solar plexus. It goes through that chakra. Now, if you're an owl or a seer and you hear or see a spirit, that's going to be through your third eye center, your third eye chakra. If those chakras are blocked, one reason that can block your abundance is because you are not open to receiving your intuitive guidance. And most successful business owners make decisions with a hefty balance of their logic and intuition. However, a lot of times intuition trumps. You hear a lot of people saying, gut feelings, I go with my gut. That's the intuition talking. And if those centers are blocked, you're just going to be making decisions out of guessing. And nobody likes a guessing game when the stakes are pretty high. This is your life purpose. This is your business. And it's really important that you are feeling that you're making aligned decisions. So I wanted to talk about it, but I want to spend a little bit of time on 3 other chakras. And I've already talked about one of them. It's the root chakra. The root chakra, I think, might be one of the chakras that have, I'd say, the least amount of love because the root chakra has to do with physical body, safety and survival. It also has to do with that kind of lizard brain kind of feeling that we have, like food, shelter, that kind of stuff. But it really is an area I see a lot of people needing to heal and to work on. Your root chakra keeps you grounded to the earth. And you spiritual and ambitious soul, are here to live your life purpose. And you cannot live your life purpose without your body, right? It also governs the connection to your body. So when things come up around money or survival. That's what I'm talking about. You'll see if someone has a blocked root chakra, if they start saying things like, I can't afford it, or I'll never be able to afford it, or that's too rich for my blood, or I can't charge that, nobody will buy. Those types of sayings, it's an indication there's something going on with the root chakra. And there can be a zillion reasons why. Could be that the person was raised in an environment where money was lacking. Perhaps they were raised in an environment where it was the other extreme and they had money available to them all the time. Maybe they lost a lot of money. Maybe they are feeling that I can't stand this survival. I always have to work so hard to get money. Or I really wish money were free, like it just flowed to me. Understanding that you're here listening to me, you're wanting to live your life purpose through your career, whether it is a career that you're already in, whether it is a career that you want to start, like a business, or whether you're already starting and running your business, but you want more. It's okay to want more. So your root chakra, that can block abundance, because if you're rejecting money, then it is going to not flow to you, right? If you are saying, you know what, I'm not going to let energy flow through to my root chakra, then it is also going to be hard to actually receive money. It will also be challenging to live your purpose because there may be so many issues that come up. So I'm going to give you some examples of an imbalance in this chakra. And this is a list that is short and definitely it's not all inclusive. So maybe you're someone that has a fear of death and abandonment issues. Maybe you're like, I'm not afraid of anything. That can be the opposite extreme. Maybe you've got a lot of anxiety. You've got the perfectionism or workaholic in your blood. Maybe you're concerned with competition or not at all concerned with competition. Maybe you don't feel grounded. This was one of my issues. I spent years trying to ground because I felt like it was more exciting and a lot more fun to talk to spirit, kind of play in those realms instead of like paying bills and, that day-to-day mundane kind of stuff. And it took me a long time to recognize that my body was a beautiful divine vessel, no matter if I was irritated at it or not. I mean, literally, I'm going to tell you something embarrassing, and some of you might go, I can't believe you said that. But there have been times where I got really mad because I had to pee. Like, I'm working on my purpose and I really enjoy my job, and I'm mad that I have to get up and eat or pee. Seriously, that is a root chakra issue. I mean, there's been times when I'm like, oh, why can't I just survive off of energy? Why do I have to actually make the food? Like, it's such a large chunk of time when I have more important things to do. That's going to probably resonate with you, or you think I'm really weird, which is okay. So understanding that that can come up, being way too grounded and overly concerned, somebody who worries all the time, fear of change, and so on and so forth. Now, physical symptoms can be sciatica, weight problems, arthritis, knee and leg problems, feet and ankle problems, and really anywhere that there's an issue where the root chakra governs. So we talked about that. How in the heck do you unblock the root chakra? A couple things. So I do it in a couple ways. Energy work is wonderful. So if you are a Reiki practitioner or you want to receive Reiki from someone or energy healing, that can be really helpful. But what I will say is you also kind of have to move your body a little bit too. So taking your shoes off and going outside if you're able to feel the beautiful soil underneath your feet, to lay down, really feel the trees and the earth. Or if you're like me, I live in Arizona, can't really do that. There's a lot of cacti outside. Then I'll go for a walk, or I'll just sit outside and really experience nature. So that's one thing. Another thing you can do is eat grounding foods. So potatoes, even smelling coffee is a good one. So one of the things I do in Intuition Abundance Academy is we have spirit circles. And this is a way where we get together in a way to really heighten our sensitivity. And our chemist, which is a spirit guide, helps to increase our sensitivity. And we're kind of like really in those ethereal realms. And after the spirit circle, when we used to have them in person, we would pass around a bag of ground coffee to smell them. I'm laughing, but it worked. It's that grounded feeling. So even coffee is grounding, chocolate's grounding, any kind of root vegetable, beets are grounding. Another thing that I do is use essential oils. And I'm so in love with these oils where they actually custom blend it's like their own custom mix of root chakra essential oil. So I have a blend that I can diffuse with a diffuser in my house. And I also have a roll-on that I can just roll on to the areas close to my root chakra. And I'll link to them in the show notes, but you can find my favorite ones. It's messengerspirit.com/oils. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with them. One other way, I think you're going to like this. You can massage yourself or get a massage. Just really feeling more connected into your body, allowing yourself to really feel connected can be really, really helpful. And then I'm going to give you something else that you're probably going to just roll your eyes at, but just bear with me here. Having a date with your money. Now, this can also help your sacral chakra, but really getting clear with your money. What I see is spiritual entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs might just totally neglect their bank account because it's like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to know it because if I see it, I'm going to have to deal with it. Or they are too overly concerned and they're pinching pennies. So it's important to know what's going on in your business. It's important to know what's going on in your personal finances, whether you're in a business or not, and really saying, you know what, I'm going to treat money like a friend. Hey, money, how you doing? This is one of the things I talk about in the sacral chakra. So after the break, I'll tell you what I do with that. This episode is sponsored by my program, Intuition Abundance Academy. It's a 12-week transformational program to help you connect to your spirit guides and break through your abundance blocks to claim your life purpose. This is where you truly transform and create the abundance that you know in your heart you desire and deserve. It's time to stop second guessing and learn to trust and love yourself. Inside this 12-week journey, there is life purpose training, intuition training, spirit guide training, abundance training, and live coaching with yours truly. You can go to messengerofspirit.com/waitlist to jump on the waitlist for the next enrollment. As a professional psychic medium, I've done tens of thousands of readings, but I felt a call to move more fully into teaching intuition. But I still get so many requests about doing readings. So while I don't do readings anymore, I have brought in some very trusted colleagues who are now available for live 1-hour readings on Zoom. If you would like to book your psychic medium reading, go to messengerofspirit.com/appointments to see our available readers and schedule your Zoom reading today. All right, thanks for listening. All right, so I talk to money and I do this every Friday. I'll open up my bank accounts and I'm like, hey, money, how are you? How have you been? What's going on? And you can see money like a friend. See where money's been supporting you, where you would like more support. And you can literally talk to money and say, hey, money, thank you for showing up for me today. Hey, I'd really like to see more of you. And really think of your relationship with money. So this can help your root chakra and your sacral chakra. But one more thing about the root chakra, wearing red. Red corresponds with the root chakra, and you can just buy red underwear if you want to. You can buy red underwear, you can wear red pants, you can buy red bed sheets, whatever you want to do. Anytime you see that color, it gets into your mental body and it starts to basically tell your system, we are friends with this energy. We are friends, and it translates to we're friends with a root chakra. Crystals are great too. And if you're a crystal fanatic, kind of like me, great ones are jasper, red jasper. And you can also find any stone when you pick it up that really feels like it vibrates with your root chakra, as long as that stone wants to work with you. So even riverbed stones can work really well too. Let's get into the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra can govern your ability to receive. So that's really what I'm going to be focusing on. Now, it governs a lot of other things too. So in the physical body side, it governs the large intestine, the uterus, the pelvis, and all those areas there. And it also is a center for emotions, creativity, sex drive, friendliness, and relationships with others. So that's why I was talking about talking to your money, because it does govern relationships. It also helps us to let go of things, just like the root chakra, and can be where guilt is found. It can govern your inner child connection too. But I want to talk about receiving. We're talking about receiving intuitive messages, and we're also talking about our abundance. So if we have problems receiving, you can bet you're going to have problems with receiving abundance. But what is abundance, right? Well, abundance is an abundance of whatever you deem it so. So I was actually just chatting with someone over on Instagram who said, I'm manifesting everything. I said, hey, let's be clear on that, because you don't want to manifest like all the bills, and you don't want to manifest like all the things that you're not aligned with. So with receiving, it's I'm safe to receive. I open to receive. And when you are in that place, understanding that you receive abundance. Now, another area that we feel worthiness can be our sacral chakra. It can also be our solar plexus, but our sacral chakra can be worthiness and allowing yourself to truly feel your own value. Receiving has to do with receiving intuitive messages and receiving money. So if you think about if you've ever been, air quotes here, paid a compliment, right? It has to do with money. We say paid, but we're saying paid a compliment. Do you receive it? Or do you say, oh no? So for instance, that classic, oh, your dress is beautiful. And if you say, oh, I just found this, at the thrift store, it's just nothing. That is not receiving. Receiving is, thank you. I received that. So when people give me compliments, what I'll say is, thank you. I received that. Now, one quick trick here. It's really cool. If you find yourself saying, I need, try to replace it with, I receive. I am open to receiving XYZ instead of I need. When we say I need or help needed, it just brings this needy vibe and oftentimes a desperate vibe. Now, I understand that there is a desperation out there in different times of our life, but if we can start implementing I receive as part of our daily lives and part of our vocabulary, you can see how things can shift and change for you. Now, psychological symptoms, some but not limited to, and of course, I am not a medical professional here. Excessive guilt, shame, addictive personalities, unhealthy relationships, sexual dysfunction, having drama, those things can be representative of a blocked sacral chakra. Now, that does not mean, of course, that you're only going to do energy work. Of course, if you have an issue, please see the qualified professional to help you. Now, physical symptoms can be reproductive problems, infections in the sexual areas, lower back pains, hip problems, and so forth. I'm just giving you some things to reflect on. So, how in the world do you open it? So, let me give you some tips. The sacral chakra corresponds to water. Any kind of bath or shower exercise is wonderful. So, if you want to take a bath, you can visualize and intend that the water move into your sacral chakra and clear it out. If you are using soap, intending that that soap move into your sacral chakra and just see it being clean and clear. You can also visualize the bathwater being orange and vibrating in that light. Now, if you like to shower, visualize that shower cleaning and clearing the sacral chakra. And you can also visualize the water as being an orange energy light too. That's one way. Water is a great way to do it. Another way is finding crystals. So you can find carnelian, moonstone, those crystals that really are in that orange colored energy. I also found that peach moonstone works really well too. Now, my favorite essential oils are a blend. And again, I'll link to that in the show notes. But clary sage can be helpful, and also orange. It brings joy and zest to life too. Of course, energy work and healing is helpful, and you can also say mantras too. Now let's move on to the last chakra I'm going to talk about, the throat chakra. We have to have our throat chakra open to really have communication go both ways. When we are charging money for our services, we have to communicate what we are charging. And also, we might need to listen to someone as well. So that includes our spirit guides, and that includes your higher self. Communication is really important. But the throat chakra also helps you with expression. I'm going to express my life purpose to the world. So the root chakra helps you take action. Your body is literally doing the thing, right? But your throat chakra is, I'm expressing myself this way. I'm expressing my intuitive action out into the world. So when it's blocked, we are not able to truly be authentic. We're not able to be ourselves. And when we are not able to be authentic in ourselves, we are not in alignment at all. And when you're not in alignment, you're not going to attract abundance. And truly, you cannot lead an abundant life happily if you are not authentically you. There is absolutely no way around it. Sometimes people try to compartmentalize and say, I'll sacrifice this for this. Truly, abundance is that joy. Abundance is this abundance of positivity, this abundance of living our purpose. We have spiritual abundance and we have financial abundance, right? So our spiritual abundance can be living my purpose, feeling that joy, being in perfect alignment. And financial is obviously financial. And sometimes people think it doesn't go together. Some people say, I gotta, really scrape by. I can't charge for my services because money's bad, which would be a root chakra or sacral chakra issue, and a throat chakra issue, to see how they're all connected. And so if you're having that feeling, then you're not going to be in that true, authentic place, because you're not going to believe that it's possible for you to live your life purpose and get paid to do it. So your throat chakra expression is important to express your boundaries, to express your business and your offerings, to express all the communication that you need to have. So some imbalances can be fear of being your true self, acting one way in front of a group of friends, but another way alone or with different people, feeling like a phony or a fake, fear of having no authority, being shy or timid, being unreliable, lying, judgmental, blunt, withdrawn, or arrogance, if you interrupt people or you just don't listen, or maybe you talk a lot. That can all be a sign that there's something going on with the chakra. Now, physical symptoms can be throat, thyroid problems, ear, nose, throat, TMJ, any kind of thing that has to do in that area. Now, again, Not diagnosing anything here. If you've got an issue, please see a professional to help you with it. But just knowing that you may also want to work on your chakras. Now, when the throat chakra is open and it's healthy, it helps us give that sense of truth in ourselves. Communication, including speech, listening, feeling understood and heard, and how we express ourselves to the world. We speak our truth this way. And it also has the choices element too. So we have choices. Now, the throat chakra and the sacral chakra have a really strong connection to one another. So we create things in our sacral and we receive things in our sacral. And our throat helps us to express those things. Now, if you've ever felt like you wanted to cry, which has to do with our sacral chakra, and you didn't express it, what happens? We get a lump in our throat, and that is not fun. So how do you open it? Well, like I say, energy work can be really helpful. You can also use turquoise, aqua aura, sodalite, kyanite, blue lace agate for crystals. And if you're wondering how to use crystals, one of the things that you can do is, one, see if the crystal is able and safe to be used on the skin directly. And if not, you can actually usually put a buffer in between you and the crystal, like a tissue or something like that. And you can put it actually directly on your chakra. Now, for throat chakra blockages, it's really easy to wear earrings or a necklace. I also love essential oils. And one of the things I'll tell you is I go outside, and the throat chakra has to do with air. I go outside, I open my arms wide, and when the breeze hits, I ask and intend for the breeze to carry cleansing energy. And when it wraps all around me and through my throat chakra, I ask for it to transmute any energy that no longer needs to be there. All right. So that's a lot. Just as a recap, chakras that can really affect your abundance and limit it. The intuitive centers, of course, right? When you're opening for intuitive guidance, you're also opening to abundance. The root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the throat chakra. And I have a gift for you for listening. You can go to messengerofspirit.com/chakra to have a handout on these chakras that I've talked about. I'm actually giving you some really great information that I include inside of Intuition Abundance Academy. So you can go there and download it. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next episode. For now, here's to staying spiritual and ambitious. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. And if you loved it, would you please share it with a friend? I would also love your review and a reminder to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can find me at messengerofspirit.com, and you can take the 4 Intuitive Languages quiz and find show notes there too. If you want to connect on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, you can find me at Messenger of Spirit. If you want to continue the conversation, join my free Facebook group at messengerofspirit.com/group. I'll meet you right here next week. Here's to staying spiritual and ambitious.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM. Women's voices amplified.